process video for my latest Bible journaling page. I've had this idea for about 6 months, inspired by a Day Spring home decor piece, and I finally was able to carve out some time to create it the other day. Sometimes I have too many ideas. Before I start, I want to share this super cute doll. This is Etta. Her mommy, sister, and I met up before recording my video. She created some super fun drawings that we placed in my Bible, and she also made some finger puppets out of washi tape. She drew a smile on each one before placing them on my fingers. I didn't take them off for the video. I just couldn't because they were so cute and clever. Also, I wanted to share that the technique I'm using today is one I've already shared in 2 other Virtual Smooches videos. You can click the links above or in the description box below to check it out. I share how to create a stencil using Paper Smooches dies. This is so simple, and the stencils end up being reusable. Okay, back to my Bible journaling page. So I'm in 1 Corinthians 16, and I highlighted the verse 14. It says, do all things in love. And, well, that's basically what it says. And I really like that. The decor piece is really pretty, so I'm basing everything off of that. I want 2-toned pink hearts. I want it to say, do all things in love. And right here, before I continue my story, I found an ollie hair in my embossing paste. I know you can't see it on the video, but it was super large and black. That kid can shed. Oh my gosh, but I love him. Anyway, back to my page. I'm trying to match my embossing paste to my paper that I thought I was going to use, because I thought I was going to die cut out the word love with a light pink, but I ended up using a different color. And anyway, back to the verse, why I'm doing this verse. I want to be reminded that I need to do everything in love. Sometimes I do things because it helps other people out, which is, a form of love, I guess. I do things because I want to be recognized, or I want approval, or sometimes I do it because I manipulate people. No. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I manipulate people, or I manipulate the situation. But my motives need to be all about love, and I want to love in what I do. So that's why I want to do this page. And right there I just showed how easy it is to clean off my little acrylic block. I washed it with soapy water and then used rubbing alcohol to just wipe off the excess. The extra embossing paste I might use later for my title. I'm not really sure, so I set it aside. You see that I used my stencil, and I'm die cutting out of hot pink the word love and a heart, so that those are the ones that pop off the page. And I think these colors work really well, so my ink blending and paper choices are perfect. I thought I could put that heart there because embossing paste wasn't dry and it would attach to the back, but I'm not sure that really worked because there it went flying into the center of my Bible. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. All I had to do was glue it down in the end, but whatever. So now there is the inspiration piece. I pull it up on my phone, and now I pull out Alpha Dot stamp set, and I'm going to use that, I think, to do my journaling. Normally I write with a pen, but this time I stamped it, and that's very interesting for me, but I love how it ended up, and it was super fun to mix and match the letters, because Kim's Alpha Dot set has capitals and lowercase, and then I also mixed the inks, so it was really fun to do. Now I'm deciding that I want to pop the word love up a little bit, so I add 2 more layers of cardstock underneath it, and I'm just attaching it with some glue. Here, I don't know if you just noticed, but I just put glue on the wrong side of my cardstock. So I put glue on the other set, and I try and dry it off so that I can attach it. That's a classic move, trying to do live. I have to say, in this video, I probably had 5 bloopers. That's why I'm doing another voiceover. So anyway, you're going to see another blooper here in about 3 seconds. I like placing my letters down usually from the beginning to the end, but this time I put down the OVE and it was too far over. It would have looked really silly with the words. So I had to bring out my Amuse Studio eraser, which I absolutely love. I've used it many, many times. And then there, the piece almost was lost because it got stuck to me. I just couldn't win. What are you going to do? But anyway, so now I'm attaching the word love again to the page, and I start with the L. I need it over because my stencil, the hearts, didn't leave enough room for me to play with the letters or play with my sentiment. So I really had to be careful where I placed my large sentiment. So there I attached my heart, and now I know it will always stay on that embossed heart. And I pull out my pink ink that I used for the dyeing of the embossing paste. And now I'm just figuring out if I really want to use this set. What I love to do is place my stamps out, but sometimes so that I can get the placement correct, but sometimes they just get wonky and they don't want to stay where they're supposed to, so I literally end up just throwing them on the page and then picking them up with an acrylic block and setting them down like that. Now when I did this, I realized that I needed to cut my Y because it was too much excess stamp. So I do this all the time for sediments and for images that I want to butt up to other stamps. And we have a huge storm going. I'm not sure you heard that thunder, but I just can't win with this video. Anyway, so I cut my stamps and I just cut I cut really close to the image, and then I throw that piece away, and it really works out. I like how this looks, so I pull out the rest of the sediments and I check to make sure I've spelled everything correct. And now I'm going to test to make sure I like this color of ink with my pink, and I do. I forgot that I dyed the ink with 2 other pinks as well, so it's a little different, and I liked that. What I didn't like was that the G in everything was crooked because I didn't check to make sure it was straight. But you know what? I just taught a class and it's not about perfection, so that's okay. Now I'm going to stamp the do in and the verse in the Illustrated Faith Gray ink, one of my favorite inks they've got. I hope they restock it or carry it forever because I love it so much. And I love that this stamp set has the first the numbers too, so I was able to do 1 Corinthians 16:14 with it. So this page is really simple. Literally, it's just die cutting your stencil or reusing one that you have, die cutting a sentiment, stamping, and you're really done. Now, one thing I did do in this stamp set is I cut up, I'm not sure you can see it in the video, but down below are some like dot images, and I cut some of the dots apart. There's one little piece that I have that has 3 dots in it, and I use that right here to mask and create my, is it a semicolon? What are those? What are those in between the numbers? I can't remember what they're called at the moment. But whatever, I use that little stamp that I cut to create those dots. That's the main point. That's all you need to know. Cutting your stamps easy, and they go back together if you want in the end. Anyway, so I do end up using this piece. Here's another technique I use. I use a lot of techniques in this: masking, stamping, die cutting, cutting your stamps. This is the linked hearts die, and I didn't want all the pieces to be apart, so I carefully pulled a little bit off, and then I started to tape the back together, is how I did it. And so now all the pieces are one, and that's a really easy way to make a base for a die set that you have intricate pieces for. So I do that a lot. I'm sure you've seen me do it, but anyway. I also die cut a hot pink heart because I thought it would add a little bit of pizzazz. And then I think I'm finished. Well, not really. I thought it needed something else, so I started to outline the letters on my prototype, and then I flipped it over and I'm like, ooh, some Bible graffiti. I make these Bible graffitis for my Bible journaling classes, and because the outlining looked a little silly, I decided to use some of the Bible graffiti. I forgot what I had called it. Bible graffiti on my page. It says love, love, love. So I just thought that was a perfect addition. So that was a happy accident. The first one for this page. No, I'm just kidding. I do love this page, and honestly, I do want all my actions to be done in love. So there's the finished page, and I hope that you will use some paper smooches, stamps, and dies on your next project or Bible journaling page. Or maybe you'll make your own stencil using paper smooches dies. It's super fun. Please leave a comment below with a link to one of your creations or a link up to our Inspired by Virtual Smooches post. I'd love to check out your project. Thanks so much for watching.